What's good, YouTube? Shout just reacts. Kevin motherfucking Durant. Man, you got Flight Mike, man. He gonna give us all the details. Every group chat, message, everything set, man. We just gonna see it all. We gonna see it all, man. KD, man. How do you even go back into that locker room, bro? No bull. How do you go back to that locker room?
I'm gonna go Twitter because they don't deserve it.
How do you describe Kevin Durant? What's going on with his personality? This guy seems obsessed with social media. I can't believe he's still doing this burner account thing.
Kevin Durant might have just ruined everything. I mean, look, I give this man all of his respect. He's a 15-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, a 2-time Finals MVP. The man has one of the most effortless jump shots in the history of basketball. At 37 years old, he's still averaging 25.8 points per game on the Houston Rockets this season. He's shooting over 50% from the field. He ranks third in the entire NBA in minutes per game. And no one's really talking about this because LeBron James is also defying father time, but what Kevin Durant is currently doing is amazing. During All-Star Weekend, while every other star in the league was laughing and having a good time at the festivities in LA, Kevin Durant was caught on camera, and the look on his face tells you everything you gotta know. He was glued to his phone, pacing around the court, looking stressed, and the reason why? The internet was in the middle of exposing what they believe is Kevin Durant's latest burner account. This isn't just him defending his legacy against some fan. The messages here are really, really bad. I'm talking about leaked group chat messages.
That pic disproved it, though. That pic disproved it, though. That's the point. I wouldn't say Kai was competing with me, but that light skin and that triple-double cocaine bear was. Kyrie, I wouldn't say Kyrie was competing with me, but Steph and Russell, cocaine bear. Triple-double cocaine bear. I never heard of that before, bro.
Where this account is allegedly trashing his own teammates, calling his franchise player out by name.
I'm gonna turn the ball over with this shitty-ass team. I don't give a fuck. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. They used to talk about the Rockets here in St. Louis.
Comparing his former teammates to literal dictators, and even saying he'd be better off on the Charlotte Hornets than the Houston.
You're just mentally weak. Hornets got better young players than the Rockets. Me on the Hornets, me on the Rockets. He don't really believe that though, bro, because
Houston Rockets. Bro, Kevin Durant just got on the Houston Rockets and he's already trying to jump ship to a different team. Now, here's the thing. Nothing has been confirmed. Kevin Durant hasn't said a word about this, but the evidence that fans have put together is wild. And we're about to break all of this down because this isn't even the first time Kevin Durant has been caught up in a burner situation. This is like his third time. And that history is exactly what makes this thing so believable to so many people.
It's not shocking.
Parents
it's more
of children who play Roblox. If your child was sexually exploited, abused.
It's not shocking about the burner account, and it's more about him constantly talking about people, constantly being a snake. That's what it's really all about. It's just like KD. Sure, nobody has a problem with you tweeting here and now towards fans. Okay, bro. But it's like you just never can keep your mouth shut. You always, whether he's talking bad about somebody, going back and forth with a fan, or you know what I'm saying, something in the locker room with your teammates. It's always some type of conflict with you, bro. And it always leads into somehow your feelings getting hurt somehow, bro. No lie.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? If you know anything about Kevin Durant, you know
KD is so addicted to Twitter that he probably he's probably dogpiling himself from the third person right now to chop it up with NBA Twitter so bad.
This man lives on Twitter, like genuinely lives there. He's one of the most active NBA superstars.
Real fans support through tough times. How many teams have you demanded a trade from when things got tough? How long you gonna cry about it? Put your money where your mouth is and improve that damn team. Get a load of this. Or what, Ron?
stars on social
KD's
media, and he
becoming
has been
Twitter
for
to
over
troll,
a decade. KD doesn't have a filter. He'll respond
I want to talk about specific skill. When I shot off the Kyrie and AI thing, I think Kyrie's handles is a little better. That's a legit take, right? Now everybody want to play for the Heat and Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at these peoples. Yeah, that's why I play for the Warriors now.
to a fan with 12 followers at 2 in the morning arguing about whether he's better than LeBron. You'll get
What you address, do you really want to trade from the Nets? If so, why? Was Kyrie a deal breaker for you?
into it with media members. He'll drop takes
You do not
about
want
other
to trade.
players.
Do you expect to pick your destination? Keep dreaming,
Man
Robin.
does not care. And honestly, for a while, that was kind of refreshing. In an era where every player has a PR team scripting their tweets, KD was just being himself. Look at how PR trained LeBron James is when he is asked about one of the most sensitive topics in the world right now.
If I have fans over there, I've never been there. If I have fans over there, then you know, I hope
People don't like what he said about
follow
it.
my career. I hope I
What
inspire
Brown said.
people over there to not only want to be great in sports, but I want to just be better in general in life. So hopefully someday I can make it over there.
The guy knows how to deflect every controversial topic and question that he gets asked. And what I'm saying is Kevin Durant is pretty much the opposite. He's typically himself. But the problem with Kevin Durant on social media is that being himself sometimes means saying stuff that gets him in serious trouble. And the first time it blew up in a really big way was back in September of
He don't know how to
2017.
filter
Let me give
himself.
you a
He's
history
kinda like
lesson.
Ant.
Here's what happened. KD had
This
just
that
won his
young
first
nigga mentality
championship with the
where he
Golden
gonna
State
say what he
Warriors.
want, bro.
He was the finals MVP. He left the OKC Thunder the summer before, and everybody had clowned him for joining a 73-win team. The narrative was that he took the easy way out, that he couldn't beat him, so he joined them. And even though he won a championship, the criticism didn't stop. People were still coming for him every single
they
day.
ain't
So
wrong.
one night, a Twitter user named Cole Cashwell tweeted at
He came to the
KD asking
Warriors.
him what his motives were for leaving OKC other than getting
People
a
can
championship.
say he was the first
Pretty
option.
standard stuff. But what happened next was one of the most embarrassing moments
He
in
got some finals
NBA social
MVPs,
media
and
history.
dip.
KD responded to this fan,
it was a
and what he
stat
said
team.
was insane. He said he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good. It was just him and Russ. Read that again. He didn't like the organization. He, third person. The internet immediately figured out what happened.
I remember
KD meant
that.
to post that from a burner account, not his real one. He accidentally tweeted from the wrong account, and in doing so, he confirmed what a lot of people had suspected for a very long time. KD had secret accounts that he used to anonymously defend himself online. The whole thing went viral instantly, memes everywhere. People were calling it Tweetgate. Sports outlets were running segments on it, and it became one of the most defining NBA moments that had absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Here you have a guy who finally won an NBA championship, who was the finals MVP, one of the best scorers to ever
still
play
gotta
the
prove
game,
to
and he's
people
spending his free
in
time
comment
creating
sections.
fake accounts to argue with strangers on the internet about his own
what?
legacy. KD eventually addressed it at the 2017 TechCrunch Disrupt event. He said he took it too far.
I do have another Instagram account, but that's just for my friends and family. So I wouldn't say I was using that to clap back at anybody, but I use Twitter to engage with the fans. But I happen to take it a little too far. And that's what happens sometimes when I get into these basketball debates, or, you know, what I really love is just to play basketball. I went a little too far. I don't regret clapping back at anybody or talking to my fans on Twitter. I do regret using my former coach's name and the former organization that I played for. That was childish, that was idiotic, all those type of words. I regret doing that, and I apologize to him for doing that.
He said he doesn't regret clapping back at fans, but admitted he went overboard defending his OKC exit. He later told GQ that he'd woken up from a nap and forgot to log out of his main account. Most people would have been embarrassed. They would have deleted their burners. They would have never done something like this again, and they would have moved on with their life. Not KD.
Okay,
In
especially being that
2019, he
famous.
went on ESPN's The
get
Boardroom
caught.
and straight up admitted that he used burner accounts.
I wanted a place where I could talk to my friends without anybody just butting in my conversations or taking everything out of context, because I enjoyed that place.
How'd you come up with that idea, though? Were you like, yo, I'm just going to create this account, I'm going to start going?
Yeah, I
back
mean,
and-
I had an Instagram account that I just used for my friends and family, and just turned over to Twitter as well. And it was just like, it was a cool place for me to just be me instead of worrying about Bleacher
He just
Report
always
or
cared what people think about him.
Barstool, just mixing up
He's always
everything I
been that
want to
type
say
of
to
man.
CJ or my friends from back home.
You
know?
can
I
hate
guess
on it.
I try to live a normal life out in the public.
There's a lot of
I
people,
guess.
bro.
Then in 2020, he
Yeah, I
went
love
on
to
the
hate
All
on
the
KD,
Smoke
but a lot of
podcast
people
on
like
Showtime
KD, bro.
and doubled
I
down.
care
I
what
didn't like to use a
people think
burner
about
phone. I
y'all
would have
too.
said, fuck it, I'm Kevin Durant, motherfucker. I'm going to cuss you out. You talk some shit, I'm going to talk some shit. I'm going to speak my mind. You
I'm
know what
still
I mean?
gonna do the burner thing. I'm still gonna do that. There's some shit that you just gotta be
But
like,
I'm saying-
these folks don't always.
He told Alex Rodriguez on the Corp podcast that same year that I still have burners that I use for sure. And honestly, at the time,
How many
people
burners y'all
kind of
think
let
he
it
got?
go.
I
They
think like
laughed
5.
about it. KD leaned
Nah,
into the
probably
joke.
like 3.
When
He
Meta
probably got
launched
like 3
Threads in
burners, and then his real
2023,
account.
he literally tweeted from his verified account, on Threads with a burner, come find me. It became part of his brand. KD's a burner guy. It became a meme and he became the butt of the joke. But here's where it gets really bad. Those burners weren't just used to talk with friends. He wasn't just innocently defending his legacy. Those burners were used for something way more
We at least
sinister
thought
that
he
can
was.
alter Kevin
Shit.
Durant's reputation and his career for the rest of his life. All right, so let's get into how this whole thing started. It's February 15th, 2026, All-Star Weekend in Inglewood, California. KD is about to play in his 16th All-Star game. Everything is supposed to be celebratory, but Kevin Durant, being Kevin Durant, is on Twitter. He gets into an exchange with a fan about the NBA's redesigned trophies. It's pretty harmless stuff. KD says that the trophies look fine. The fan disagrees. Standard Twitter back and forth. But then a user named Pranav Sriraman jumps in and flips the whole conversation. Instead of talking about trophies, he starts pressing KD about his investment in a drone company called Skydio, which had reportedly sold drones to the IDF. Pranav hits KD with, "They look cheap and uncreative. There, I answered your question. Will you answer my question about Skydio, a drone company you invested in, selling to the IDF? Or will you stick to your brand of deflecting and ducking?" KD doesn't respond. Crickets. But the thread keeps going. And that's when another user named BasedFrog23 enters the chat and drops what would become the bombshell of All-Star Weekend. He replies asking if KD will address the burner account under the handle @GetHigher77, calling out how all of KD's friends appear to be in a group chat connected to the account, and how the user has been trashing his teammates in those chats. And then the screenshots stop dropping, one by one, and they don't stop. Within hours, the account goes private, but the damage is already done. The internet has seen everything. Before we get into what
Why
these
did you
messages
have
actually
it
say,
public, nigga? I guess because it's burner but if you know you're gonna try trash or because it was over years, like he was talking trash for years on it. So if you, why just now are you having it private? You ain't
we
think
need to talk
at
about
some
why
point he was
fans are
gonna
so
connect some dots?
convinced that this account belongs to Kevin Durant. Because even though nothing is confirmed, people have put together some pretty compelling circumstantial evidence. The first piece of evidence is the owl. The account @GetHigher77 uses an owl as both its profile picture and banner image. And here's where it gets interesting. KD's verified account @KDTrey5 tweeted that same exact owl gif back on February 9th, 2021. The burner account was created in August of 2021, just a few months later, using
So he
that
posted that
same
picture
owl
when he
image.
created the
Is it
account?
possible a random fan took that image and used it? Sure. But the connection is there, and fans noticed it immediately. Evidence number 2 is the shared block list. An account called @CGBBurner, also known as Can't Guard Book, which is a pretty well-known Suns fan account, posted that they're blocked by KD on both his verified account and the alleged burner account. Think about that. If the burner was just some random fan, why would it have the same people blocked as KD's real account? That's a pretty suspicious overlap.
Could just
The
be a
third
KD
piece of
hater.
evidence is the inner circle. The people in the group chats connected to this account reportedly include individuals from KD's inner circle, private coaches, league friends, people who would have access to behind-the-scenes basketball information. The account didn't have a huge following, only about 75 followers, and it was set to private, which is exactly what you would expect from someone trying to keep their burner under the radar. And then there's the player perspective. This is the one that really seals the deal for a lot of people. The messages themselves sound exactly like Kevin Durant. The tone, the frustration, the specific references to plays, coaches, and teammates. The account talks about things from a first-person player perspective. Stuff like, "Coach called that play to pass to Alpi," and "Every time out, he got me sitting in the corner." These are not takes a random fan would have. These are things someone who is actually on the court would say. And evidence number 5 is KD's own admissions. We already know KD has burner accounts. He's admitted it multiple times on All the Smoke in 2020, on the Court podcast.
Yeah, I
and
feel
in
like
his
KD wrong for
2019
talking about his
boardroom
teammates,
interview.
or
And
is he
as
just
recently
like
as October
and just speaking his
2025,
mind?
he went on the Pivot podcast and talked about using social media as a quick release for his emotions that he doesn't want bottled up.
To I see these comments and I see when people say different things. It's hard not to see it, but I don't want to build up all of this hate towards media or fans or like. So I just say what I feel in the moment and.
So when you add all of that up, the owl picture, the shared blocked accounts, the inner circle connections, the first-person player perspective, and the fact that Kevin Durant has openly admitted to using burners for years, it's really hard for people to just wave this off as a troll. Is there a chance this is all fake and some dedicated fan created an elaborate roleplay account? Absolutely. But the court of public opinion
also makes it funny that
KD
KD hasn't said nothing either.
Now we get to the messages, and these are really bad. I'm going to warn you guys right now, some of this stuff is rough, because if these messages are real, KD went after everybody, his current teammates, his former teammates, coaches, everyone. Let's start with his current Rockets teammates. The account posted about Alperen Şengün, who is Houston's franchise center, their all-star this year. The guy who just replaced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the All-Star game, and the supposed future of the franchise. The message said, Coach called that play to pass to Alpi, LOL. I'ma turn the ball over with this team. I don't care. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. Then it gets worse. About Jabari Smith Jr., the second overall pick in 2022, who Houston drafted to be a cornerstone piece, the account wrote, I can't trust Jabari to make a shot or get a stop, and then used a slur to describe him. This is a 22-year-old kid that the Rockets literally traded for Durant to come mentor. The whole reason Houston brought KD in was to help develop players like Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün and Amin Thompson. And allegedly behind closed doors, he's in group chats calling them out like this. And it didn't stop at the Rockets. The account even said that
we knew that's on the Rockets' fault. We knew KD was never a leader. He has never been the leader. He has never taken over a team and said, hey, I'm taking us to the promised land and y'all gonna be on my back. No, nigga. If you saying with the Warriors, stop it, nigga. That's a super team. That don't, nigga, stop it. That automatically can't count because it's a super team. And number two, that's Steph Curry team. So stop that shit. He's never led a team. He has never been a leader. You feel me? So y'all expecting KD to come in and be a mentor, be a teacher, helping all these a lot of very young players develop into somebody who into their own identity. KD like, bro, nigga, I'm just trying to average my 25 and go home and be on Twitter. I'm talking about getting the corner for Şengün to do a floater jump shot. Fuck out. That's what KD's saying, for
Hornets have better young players than Houston, and that he'd be better on Charlotte than on the Rockets. It's just so funny how the grass is always greener on the other side for Kevin Durant. He just got to Houston, a team that finished second in the Western Conference last year, and he's already looking at the streaking Charlotte Hornets. But it gets even worse. Let me walk you through what the account allegedly said about KD's former team.
You know how much you have to give up?
Let's start with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Remember, KD spent about 2 seasons in Phoenix, and apparently that experience left some scars. The account compared Booker and former Suns head coach Frank Vogel to dictators, and not just any dictators. The message said 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. I mean, come on, that is insane. The account also said the Suns are my team when we lose and Book's team when we win, which honestly gives you a pretty clear window into the frustration, because that's something only a player would feel. When the team wins, Booker gets the credit. When they lose, it all falls on KD. Then there's Kyrie Irving. KD and Kyrie were supposed to be the dynamic duo in Brooklyn. They chose to team up together, but there were times where things got a little weird.
In my past life, like I said, I was you. I was you. What you are now, that's what I'm up here. Same mentality.
They brought in James Harden to form a super team, but injuries, Kyrie's controversies, and team dysfunction blew that whole thing up. The account said something along the lines of Kyrie being on his best behavior around the European, referring to Luka Doncic in Dallas, but treating his own people, meaning KD, like they owe him something. That's a pretty deep cut if you think about it. KD is essentially saying Kyrie was a different person around Luka than he was around him. Then we get to Russell Westbrook, and this one might be the funniest, even though it's disrespectful. disrespectful. The account referred to Russ as a triple-double cocaine bear. I'm not even gonna lie, that's an absolutely wild thing to call somebody.
Wow.
In context, the account was comparing how OKC Russ passed the ball more than whoever they were talking about currently. One chat member pointed out that Russ averaged a triple-double that year, which is true. Russ averaged 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists in the 2016-17 season, the season after KD left, and the account basically dismissed it like it meant nothing. The Steph Curry and Golden State messages are interesting too. The account said, "I started holding Steph accountable in film and people looked at me like this," with a meme attached of someone looking confused. The implication being that KD tried to hold Curry accountable in film sessions and the Warriors organization didn't take kindly to it. Another message said something about how if you don't screen and pass up shots for Steph, you're getting waived, which honestly feeds into the narrative that KD has kind of hinted at before, that the Warriors system was always Steph's system, everyone else was just there to support it. There was also a comment about Steve Kerr that referenced the time Michael Jordan punched Kerr, which is a wild thing to bring up in a group chat. Now this is all consistent with how Kevin Durant felt about Golden State. If you remember in his podcast with Draymond Green a couple of years ago, he mentioned the reason he left Golden State was because everything about the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant situation was swept under the rug and they never spoke about their problems openly. But the funniest part of all is what he said about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, of all people, got a shout out here. The account allegedly said, "I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that dude would give me the ball." When Ben Simmons is the guy that you're nostalgic about, that's when you know things are bad. But it also tells you something about KD's frustration. In Brooklyn, Simmons was widely criticized for refusing to shoot. But apparently from KD's perspective, at least he was willing to share the ball. And about James Harden, the account described him as slightly delusional, but I understand him, which is actually one of the tamer takes in this whole leak, but still not something you want to say about a former teammate.
Right?
I was facing transition that I knew needed to happen, a make or break moment for me to be.
And look, y'all, I also want to say this. A lot of KD fans, or just a lot of people, are just going to look at this and say, KD's joking. It's all a joke. All of this is trolling. All of this, every joke has a little truth to it. And this is years upon hidden messages and hidden conversations. Of course, I don't blame him. This is his private conversations, and I kind of feel bad for KD that it got public like this. It's his own private conversations. That's what he was truly feeling in those moments, and you can't blame somebody for feeling what they felt in those moments. Yes, he shouldn't talk about his teammates like that. But at the end of the day, bro, he was in a private conversation. And he was, and that was how he felt. You feel me? Now, KD, bro, you just a weird ass nigga. At the end of the day, I mean, your whole career, you're just a weird ass nigga, bro. You leave Russ to join a team that beat you. You talk trash about him. Then you play with the greatest team of all time. You win 2 chips. Now it's a problem with Draymond, but it's still a problem with Steph because it's his team. Okay. You go to Nets. Okay, shit don't plan out. Kyrie, he don't fuck with niggas. He like European motherfuckers. Okay. James Harden, he a little delusional, but he alright, I guess. Alright, let's go to the Suns. And the Suns, I win or we win. Buck team, we lose. My fault. I can't deal with that. I'm out. Where we going now? Rockets? Okay. Y'all want y'all franchise player Sangoon who can't shoot or pass? Fuck out of here. And then y'all want me to mentor Jabari and Amen Thompson? Fuck this shit. Where we going next, bro? KD. You got way too many excuses, my nigga. It's embarrassing.
Here's where this whole thing gets even more wild. Because while these screenshots were going viral, KD was physically at the All-Star game.
She needs to give you a whooping or
cameras
something.
caught everything. Videos started circulating of Kevin Durant pacing around the court before the game even started, completely locked into his phone. His expression was tight. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't engaging with other players. While other All-Stars were laughing, dapping each other up, and enjoying the atmosphere, KD looked like a man who just found out his secrets were all over the internet. Because, well, they were. There's one clip in particular that went super viral where a staff member tries to redirect KD and you can see him force this strained smile before turning away. It's the kind of body language that screams, I know something bad is happening right now and I'm trying to hold it together. Multiple fan accounts shared clips of him constantly checking his phone throughout the entire night, even while seated on the bench in his warm-ups, and his actual performance in the All-Star game reflected the distraction. KD finished the night with just 12 points across all 3 mini games, shooting 5 of 15 from the field in 28 minutes. For a guy who's averaging 25.8 points per game this season, for a 15-time All-Star, that's an awful showing. In the championship game, he failed to score a single point in 6 minutes and missed all 4 of his shots. His team got demolished 47-21 in the final. Was it just a bad day? Maybe. All-Star games aren't exactly known for giving maximum effort, but the timing is impossible to ignore. While everyone else is having fun at the biggest NBA party of the year, KD looked like a man watching his world burn in real time. Now, I gotta be fair here, not everyone's buying this story, and there are some legit reasons for skepticism. The biggest argument against it is simple. KD doesn't need a burner to talk trash. This man will respond to a fan account with 50 followers from his verified account at midnight on a Tuesday. He literally does not care about saying what he thinks under his own name. There's also the fact that screenshots can be faked. None of the leaked images include verified metadata, IP confirmation, or any kind of platform authentication. Social media impersonation happens all the time, especially with high-profile athletes. Someone could have created this account, built an entire persona around being KD in group chats, and we'd have no way to tell the difference from the screenshots alone. Do with this what you will. The NBA invited a bunch of influencers.
But any other superstar would have said, nah, that's fake.
So make sure
or please don't believe anything you see on the internet. Don't believe AI all the time. This and that. You know what I'm saying? Something to let everybody know. Stop the bullshit. I ain't say that.
But that's a denial through an intermediary, not from Kevin Durant himself.
And
what is Kevin Durant going to do? Come out and say, yeah, this burner that makes me look bad is definitely me. But here's the most important part. How does this affect the rest of the Rockets season? Whether the account is Kevin Durant's or not, the damage is already done. Because perception is reality.
It just makes it awkward because, I mean, as the teammate, you can say, I don't really care what he think, or get it out your mind, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You can be like that. You can even be the teammate that he wasn't talking about. You can just be one of the teammates in the locker room. Regardless, it's just going to be that side eye looking like, all right, bro. All right, come on, man. Gotta do our job. You know, like, you obviously not cool with us, nigga. Why the fuck we? What? Ain't no. I cool then. That's how you really feel, KD. Cool then. We still gotta do our job. We still teammates, nigga. But man, say less. Stay your snake ass in the corner, bro. Like, it's gonna be so fucking awkward. Like, the first 5 games, bro.
NBA.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Right now, the perception is that Kevin Durant is secretly trashing his young teammates behind their backs.
He might not.
Think about what this means for the Rockets. Houston is 33-20 at the All-Star break, 4th in the West. They signed KD to a $90 million extension in October 2025, with the specific purpose of having him mentor their young core and lead them toward a championship. The whole point was that KD would be the veteran presence that helps guys like Şengün, Jabari Smith, and the Thompson twins develop into winners. And now those same young players might be seeing their supposed mentor say that he can't trust them to make a shot in private group chats. Trust is everything in a locker room. And when your franchise player, even allegedly, is out here comparing former teammates to dictators and saying the Hornets have better young players than your team, that's a problem. Jabari Smith is 22. Şengün is 23. These are young guys who look up to a player like
you can even say you can even be a KD fan and say everything he's saying is true. You can say that, sure. But nigga, who are you, nigga? Obviously, I'm just saying, like, you talk about all these people who has helped you reach the promised land, who you went to war with, who, you know what I'm saying? And you shit on every single one, like they have, like they was just holding you back the whole time, or Like, people been casting you out. Like, nigga, damn. KD, real talk, nigga, at some point, you have to look at yourself. How many fingers have you pointed towards people? Is there one finger that points towards yourself, bro? Is there at least one that points to yourself?
Like Kevin Durant.
One has to.
How do you look
One
him in
has
the
to.
eye in practice, knowing he
One
might
has
think
to
you're
keep you
trash?
humble and
The
keep you
Rockets
in a
don't
state of
play
mind
again
of
until
not feeling
Thursday
delusional
against
and
the Hornets of all
tweaking
teams.
out and
So
shit.
we'll see if KD addresses it before then, if reporters press him on it, or if he just does what he usually does and pretends nothing happened. But this isn't going away. The internet never forgets, and in the age of screenshots, nothing ever truly stays private. Now, if this is your first time watching a video on my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications, because
Hey, man, looks like it's gonna do it, y'all. That was the KD files. Please in the comments, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this KD situation. Y'all think he justified in him just speaking his mind and his private messages being exposed? Y'all think he's justified in, you know what I'm saying, he ain't really do nothing wrong? Or y'all think no matter what, he shouldn't talk about his teammates and talk about it, especially with fans and shit? Yeah, let me know, man. It's Kevin motherfucking Durant. Yeah, man. Comment, like, subscribe, though. Turn on post notifications. Y'all know what to do, man. I'm out this motherfucker.